It's day 14. Day 14. Y'all hear that beautiful rain? But listen, it's day 14. The realization that I've come to, I was reminded of the parable of the sower. You know, Jesus talks about the seed and the good ground, and the birds coming to get the other seed, and the thorns, and hiding your light under a bushel, and all these things, right? It's actually funny how much is in, I believe that's Mark 4, but it's funny how much how many common sayings are actually in Mark 4. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. Listen, sow the seed, carry the seed, spread the seed, okay? Spread the word, shine your light. Don't hide it under a bushel. These are all things these are realizations that I needed. So that's what today's. Yo, welcome back. So day 14 of our 15-day challenge, which is crazy to think about that we are really almost done with the 15-day challenge. It, you know, it's been crazy, but it's been a lot of fun. In fact, it has inspired me. So I come out here usually, and I have a few of these that I've recorded at night. Actually just maybe one that I recorded at night. But anyway, no, I might have recorded all of them in the day, actually. Doesn't matter. Okay. I'm saying all that to say that, so I was out here yesterday morning and I was like, you know what? I've created this system. I call it the 3 R's, right? Reflect, record, release. So it keeps me it's a very simple system. I don't get caught up in all the fancy stuff and trying to make it cinematic, and I don't get caught up with all that. That'll come, but it's not right now. So, I was sitting out here yesterday and I came up with morning motivation. I think I'm just going to post like little, they won't be any longer than 5 minutes, but just morning motivation. I'm going to reflect while recording, and then I'm just going to release it. It's not going to be heavily edited. It's not going to be, none of my videos are heavily edited anyway. But I say all that to say, when you're doing the work that I'm doing currently, any work really, you're sowing. You're sowing seeds, and the seeds don't always fall on good ground, and sometimes they fall on fertile soil. But like Jesus said, the soil was shallow, right? So it's not rooted in anything. He sums up the parable to his disciples by basically saying, some people, you will put some things out, right? Like there are some videos, well, I'm sure you can find something in any of my videos to be inspired by, right? But there are some videos that some people will get it, and then the enemy will come and do the enemy thing, and the haters will hate, and the whole, right, all that will happen. But then you have the people who will take what you're saying, be inspired by it, but it's not rooted in anything. These are typically people who are inspired by things that sound good, that make them feel good, but they aren't doing the work, right? And there's no judgment there. Like everybody's had that experience where we've all been that person. So, Queen Cup, shout out to Queen Cup, but she often says, we're canvassing land. That's the thing about this spiritual journey. There is no hierarchy, in terms of, I know more than you. I've been through more than you. There's none of that. At any moment, you can revert back to an earlier stage or version of yourself. You get triggered the right way, you'll go right back to the shit you used to do. So I say all that to say that my goal with this channel is not to be preachy. It's not to tell people what they should do. It's really to share my own experience, my own thoughts, and allow them to bring to it what they will, their experiences, not trying to shape how anyone sees anything. But also letting them know, hey, Maybe there's a different way to look at it. Maybe you haven't thought about it this way. I didn't. So that's really the purpose here. But I say all that to say that a lot of times when you're creating something, you get really caught up with what the seed will do. Your blessing, this is what I'm finding, because so much has been happening this week, like just through my own obedience. But your blessing comes through your obedience. It comes from the act of, if you're the farmer, right, taking the seed, carrying the seed, sowing the seed, all of those things, reaping the harvest, all of that work. There are levels to the work. That's the message. There are levels to the work. Your job is to show up at whatever level you show up at and just get better, over time. It's not even really about perfection. That's what I'm learning, So many of these episodes, I mean, if I had done this 2-3 years ago, a lot of these episodes wouldn't have made it online, because I just would have been too focused on all the wrong stuff, So that's what day 14 is teaching me. It's teaching me that my job is to get on here and do what I'm called to do, and to share my light, not to hide it under a bushel. And hopefully it does two things. Hopefully it inspires others to share their light, but it also makes them aware of the light that exists in them. What you see in me exists in you. And, that's really the whole, that is really the main point of, Jesus's message. You can do what I'm doing in terms of that, that Christ consciousness, but don't even get me started. That's a whole nother video. But I'm saying, plant your seeds. Plant your seeds. Don't concern yourself with whether it falls on the road and the birds get it, whether it falls on thorny ground, shallow ground, good soil. Sow the seed. Sow the seed. Yeah, that's the message. So we got one more day of this. One more day of this challenge. Then the challenge is done. Then I'm going to actually do a video explaining the challenge, because I think it'll be a good challenge to get people started. It's 15 days. It's not too long, and you're posting every day. You're putting something out every single day. They're not long videos. I try and keep them under 10 minutes. I think the longest one I have is a little over 7 minutes or something like that so far. But yeah, day 14, we're sowing seeds, and yeah, spreading the light. So shine your light today, shine it a little bit. Let the people see it. Let them see how great you truly are, how brilliant you really are. And yeah, listen, that's all I got for y'all. Okay. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Got a new subscriber yesterday. Look at God. So that makes a total of 7. Thank you to all 7 of you. Welcome to the journey. If I knew you by name, I would call your name, but I only know one of you. So Sammy. Shout out to Sammy, by the way. Listen, Sam Art Studio, SLC. Sam Art Studio, LLC. My friend Sammy, she's a brilliant artist. She's incredible, actually. If you've ever seen the cover to my book, she's the one that illustrated the cover. She's done a lot of my stuff. She's done all of my stuff, really, with the exception of my logos and stuff for my businesses. Well, actually, she did a couple of those too. But anyway, yeah, Sammy's dope. Check out her art. Really, really, really gifted individual. So, love you, Sammy. All right, listen. I'm going to get out of here because I have more videos to record, actually. And I got some content. The social media strategy is launching. Probably not today. Probably just going to do all the setup and stuff today, gearing everything up. But definitely this week, you'll start to see a lot more activity online. So that'll be fun. But yeah, y'all, shine your light. Sow your seeds. And Spread a little joy. But that's all I got. Until next time, be well, stay safe. Many blessings. Peace.